Greetings.
Hello, America, possibly the world.
Yeah, could be the world.
It's not the world.
Could be interdimensional.
Shut up. I don't want to know if Krang is listening to this. Everybody in the weeds. Okay. Hello, everyone out there in our inaugural.
Yeah, you said it right the second time, I believe.
Podcast. Dudes on Rom Com.
Yes.
My name is Jerald.
I'm Dennis.
That is Dennis.
I'm Najee.
If you couldn't hear it, that is Najee. He does not he likes to be the semi-quiet one over in the corner, I guess, until he gets real angry.
And he's like Prince. He's got bitches surrounding him, just sitting in the corner.
Nobody remembers Prince.
Yeah, because he's like 60-something.
Oh, by the way, okay, so we're gonna talk about the proposal because we just sat through that because we're doing this to ourselves.
Yes.
But now I'm real sad.
Oh, because of vanity?
Because of vanity.
Yeah.
And I want to watch.
John is always the bringer of bad news. Swear to God when it comes to that.
I just want to. I kind of want to watch Action Jackson again.
Yes. I don't know why. I was going to say I was going to get you sucking, but I don't know why. That's, yeah.
I don't either. Anyway, so guys, gentlemen, men.
Yes.
As a prerequisite, we all have to be men because we're dudes.
Yeah.
On rom-com.
Lady dudes.
We just no lady dudes, not yet. Anyway, definitely not in the first one. So we just sat through The Proposal, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. Dennis, what did you think The Proposal was about?
Before I saw it or after I saw it?
Either. I mean, you saw it. Just what was it about?
What was it about? A person. Basically, she was put on blast.
A person. A woman.
A woman who was put on blast because she was going to be, kicked out of the country if she didn't, have citizenship. And in order to do it, she had to get hitched to someone who was a citizen. So it's basically like every marriage, that take place pretty much in, I would say, Eastern Europe.
No, just stop. Every marriage that takes place. Not every Eastern European marriage to, some person who comes over here or something.
Yeah,
no,
I'm going to say that. Or some Filipino thing going on.
Every marriage.
She slits his throat and then she runs.
Anyway, so,
we all have heard those stories, right?
No.
No?
Absolutely.
No. So The Proposal, what was this from? 2009.
Oh, 2009.
There you go. That was a blast from the past. Anyway, so considering this, so this movie starts out in first off, it takes 11 minutes to get to the point.
Yeah, it does.
A good 11 minutes.
Well, it's got to set up all the BS.
They do have to set it up. It starts out. See, here's the thing. I got flashes of other movies while watching this. Okay, the beginning.
All pretty much. They all start at the same.
No. But seriously, two other movies popped into my head,
okay.
And I'm going to show how
Turtles.
Right. Thank you for spoiling it because, come on.
Were you not going to say the movies?
I am going to say the movies, but I'm doing it in the way I am. You're like the guy who walks in.
There he is. I can't. We just started and I'm already doing something.
You're like the guy. Yes, because you're like the guy who walks in while someone else is telling their story, building out the narrative to get to the end, and you go, "So the butler did it, right?" That's what you're getting at, right?
This is just a long insult. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right, because I built out the narrative to slam you by being a horrible human being. Who's the horrible human being in this story? Both of us. Anyway, so there's two things I got. One of them was The Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
Except Ryan Reynolds is the cute brunette, I guess?
Yeah.
The put-upon cute brunette?
Yeah, I guess.
Which is weird, because...
that's weird. I don't want to ever have to think about that.
I know, well... Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, Jameson and calling her clown shoes, I should just kick him in his jaw. Every time I just
Shout out.
Clown shoes.
Shout out to our friend of the podcast. No, this is the first one, but he's never going to listen to it.
No, he's not.
Clown
shoes.
But yes, it's pretty much they walk into the office and everyone's like, "Oh God, she's such a dragon lady boss." Is that racist? And they literally start out with him getting coffee, which is what she did in that movie.
Yes,
which is another movie that I watched on my own for no good reason.
Right.
Of my own volition. But really, because Anne Hathaway was in it.
Right.
I'm a simple man with simple needs.
This is a side note. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Emily Blunt. What do you think about her? Because she was in The Devil Wears Prada.
We're gonna get really superficial with it.
Yeah. Well, no, just think about her as an actress or whatever, and then we're gonna get we're gonna get to the heart of the matter, the meat. Then we're gonna get to the meat. What do you think?
She's a good actress.
Right.
She's a good actress.
Oh, so you just okay?
Oh no, we're talking about superficial means.
Yeah, of course. Jesus.
Me, Dennis, you are the worst person. She has moments.
Okay.
Where
I
I
get
go, and now I feel horrible. I feel really dirty boy.
that.
Anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
So it felt like this is very much, it feels like the beginning of Devil Wears Prada, and there's the moment where, I blanked on Sandra Bullock's name, but Sandra Bullock is just walking on the street on the cell phone, and I'm like, is this the soundtrack to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990?
It does.
It sounds a lot like the soundtrack. I feel like there should be, although technically the montage where they're eating pizza is the second one.
Yeah.
The worst movie. But I just feel like there should
The
be people...
worst? I think the third one's the worst, sir.
No, the third one doesn't exist.
Oh, we're doing that? We're just going to be like, oh, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't. But it feels very much like it's that... You're like, oh, like, we're doing the...
And they
all
eat
right.
the pizza, just
And then-
scarfing it down.
And they just call each other horrible names that
Yeah.
go alphabetically. But then they get into the office. You're sitting in the office. They see all these people. There's like, oh, there's that young black dude. He's just slacking off at the job. Oh, but then there's all these other people who are also of
Slacking
different
off.
ethnic backgrounds,
Yeah.
mostly just white people. And there's a lot of black. A lot of the ethnic diversity. This is kind of horrible and maybe a little bit racist. The ethnic diversity in this movie is pretty much mostly contained in that office. Of people in the background,
Right.
out of focus.
Right.
By the way, if you don't hear from Najee for the rest of this, it's because he has fallen asleep.
I'm not asleep. I'm just scared to talk and fears that Jerald will yell at me in a belligerent manner and tell me I am wrong. As usual.
Oh, man.
Oh. So my training is working.
Well,
Glad we have direct evidence of his evil.
I never claimed to be a good man. Anyway, so the the ethnic diversity is encompassed in this office,
right.
full of a whole bunch of people with a terrible work ethic.
Yeah, I mean...
See, I want to have a rebuttal to that.
Go ahead.
But my fears.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just say
do
it.
it.
Okay, those are background people, but then a lot of the movie takes place in Alaska, where we know there are not that many black people.
Yeah, I was going to get to that point.
So
where,
it's not even like unfair or racist.
Right.
No.
The only thing I would say towards your point would be that they didn't pick. What were you saying? I don't want to say Eskimo, although that is a technical name.
It is.
So you said First Nation.
I said First Nation people.
Yeah, they didn't have any of
That's
that.
more of a Canadian thing, though.
Actually, I think they were First Nation people.
On the
but
plane
they were
for one second.
in the plane and also at the wedding. They were there in the background.
Yes.
But they were there, but they were just like, oh yeah, they're
Spoiler.
just there.
Spoiler, guys, there's a wedding. In the
Yeah.
proposal.
Yeah. But yeah, to go to what Najee was saying, the first half takes place in New York, which is definitely a bigger population of different minorities. In Alaska, there's nothing, barely. There's like you have mostly white people.
Guys, it's fine.
I know,
It's
but
fine. No, they're just blatantly racist because all the lazy people are these guys on like the 12th floor of some office building
Yeah.
in New York,
And I
just
wanna
kicking
say-
back,
Yeah.
hitting on Cheryl, who's just over there
Cheryl.
pretending to
It's
type.
Cheryl.
It's always a Cheryl. Just sitting back, has her shoes off. She's wearing Crocs, just in the day, just behind her desk talking about her little cat videos.
Right.
And he's just like, "Hey, Cheryl, what you doing on Friday night? You coming out with me?" And then Sandra
like, "No,
Bullock
I got a
stomps
husband."
through with her
Yeah.
like stiletto heels, which I don't know, seem impractical for someone who does whatever job she does other than New York office job.
Right.
I have no idea what she does. No clue. I know she needs to get to talk to Bob, who is, by the way, okay. So Bob was
Bob named Bob.
what?
Well, he didn't look like a Bob. It's probably
Which
a
guy?
name he made up. Is Bob not the
You,
Middle Eastern Indian guy in the beginning? What was his name?
no, I thought Bob was the guy, the CEO or whatever.
Oh, what was the name of the guy in the beginning?
I don't know.
It was a very white name.
Majin, whatever his name. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to look it up
Yeah.
because I refuse to.
But he definitely had a Caucasian name.
Yeah.
It wasn't his...
It probably was Bob.
Yeah.
By the way, you see, most people, they would sit there and go like, oh, let me run that back. But...
We're not doing that.
Well, no, because we were wholly unprepared.
Yeah.
For the first time we do this. And normally, to be fair, I would just be the overly prepared person who would have watched it the day before and then taken notes and then watched it with you.
That's a lot of watching, sir.
Yeah, but, you know, what am I going to do with my life? Anyway.
Okay.
Every time we hit a moment, Najee's like, okay, can we skip past the dark moment here?
Like,
I see the cloud coming, the
God, give
ominous
me
cloud.
A flashlight like Jerald.
Anyway, I'm just saying they had a brown dude who had a white name,
Right.
which feels like me
It
being
is
racist.
Bob Spaulding.
Yeah, Bob Spaulding, played by...
His last name's Spaulding,
Asif
too?
Mandvi.
That was Bob Spaulding? I thought Bob Spaulding was the guy who they introduced in the office who was like in a relationship with the secretary but also was married. Remember she brought attention to that.
Was uncredited.
Yeah, but I thought he was the one who was like, oh, he got pissed off because she brought that up. It's like, you know what, I'm going to get you back.
Or the person she brutally fired. Okay, so here's the thing. She walks into the office. Everybody's scared of her. Everybody is scared of her. That's how you properly say that sentence. Everybody's scared of her. They hide. They immediately do work.
Oh, God.
It's like, hey, quick, look, God's coming. Look busy. You know, it's kind of one of those moments. So everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm typing up that TPS report for this job that I don't really know what we do, but we have a fancy New York office job.
Yeah, but they did something with books because he
Yes,
wanted to be a book
editors.
editor. Yeah.
They vaguely touch on it.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody looks like an editor.
No, because
they're all just at
generic
cubicles.
office space in New York. That's all it was.
Yes, they're at cubicles. And they have a big desk, and I sit there and go like, "Is this what editors do? Just sit in an office and yell at their assistant?"
And just type.
And no work.
Anyway, so she comes in there. They're all scared of her, you know. And then I mean, it's basically Devil Wears Prada because then it's like except for they don't fire why do I not remember anybody's name?
In the Devil Wears Prada or this film?
No, Devil Wears Prada. The dude, it's not. Is it Tucci?
Yeah, Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci. They don't fire Stanley Tucci because he would have been Asif Manvi. Like come down there, and it's like, I told you to get so and so, and then like, yeah, I got so and whatever, and then stuff happens. But they don't fire. It's basically the same. Get the coffee, do the TPS reports or the fashion thing or whatever, or read some guy's thing or edit some whatever fancy New York office job they do. They do fancy New York office things in their fancy New York office job, and then something else happens, and then oh my God, she's apparently Canadian.
Yeah,
and is gonna get kicked out of the country. Now, first off, I don't really know the American dealings with Canada and how friendly we are. I know that you can get into Canada without a passport. You just can't get out of Canada back into America.
Yeah, because I think it's more the Americans' behalf. We're like, no, we're not letting you in. It's like, I'm an American. Prove it, bitch. It's like, okay.
Pretty much. However, if you don't have enough money in your bank account, Canada will not allow you into their country.
Do you know the limit or no?
No, I don't know the limit.
I didn't
but
know that.
Well, a lot of countries will do that. It's basically because they don't want you to come into the country and then work illegally.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We want you stealing our paper and running.
But apparently, in a great dramatic irony, Sandra Bullock is Canadian and needs to get kicked out of the country, and she turns to her personal assistant, executive assistant, 30-year-old man, Ryan Reynolds, who is in real life
Canadian,
very Canadian. Yeah. It's Deadpool. It's just Deadpool.
Pool.
And he needs to marry. They need to get married within like a week or something.
Yeah,
before her visa expires.
No, I thought it was within like a couple days. It made it seem that
it's like after the weekend.
Yeah, so it's
much.
like, oh, you need to do it.
Just kick back, hang in the weekend.
Don't know why you waited till last minute on this, but whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. So, and she tells this to like her boss, CEO type, and then his salacious crumb sitting in the corner. I know this is like really nerdy reference, and I don't even want to be able to get it, but I do get it, and I hate that I know that. What?
I don't get it. But you don't have to explain it. Let's continue.
It's a character in Star Wars. He's got a cackling laugh.
I just think of Sebulba.
Not that one. Anyway, so she makes a dig at him for, again, falling in love with his secretary. Because he's like, I fell in love with my secretary, personal assistant, executive
she pulled
assistant.
that story out of her ass at just the latest second. Just like...
Yeah, no, because he walked in the room.
I'm going to marry him. I was like, wait, what?
Because she got called to the big boy's
And I like
office.
how no one really questions it. It's like, whatever, I don't care. Just whatever. Do what you have to do to stay in the country and do your work. I don't care. Yes, you're lying to me. I don't care. Just do it. Get it done.
Did not care at all.
That's the American way.
I'm just saying, but yes, and then, and after they figure this out, they find out this whole thing. She figures out her plan of like, oh, we're going to get married, and then they have to walk back into the office where again the most lazy, ethnically diverse group of people in this movie are all in vague, not focus at all, as they're just in soft focus or completely blurry in the background, except for the insert shots where they all show them just looking hard, just giving the hard eye, because they now found out, because apparently news in this office is like a brush fire. It's just instant. Everybody knows everything. They're all instant chatting somehow online.
They're all networking, so they go all this
even though all this information came up, like the door was closed.
Yeah, no. Somebody in the office typed it.
It was probably the
One of those two
douchebag
guys.
who was like sleeping with the secretary. He's like, he sent a message to one person. It spread like wildfire.
Although to be fair, I think when she said that, it was implied. I think they both fell in love with secretaries.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility that that man sitting on the thing is that other dude's personal secretary. I'm just saying, maybe we're just not being progressive enough in our thought, in our thinking, and maybe the two of them, the two older men,
how conservative of us,
are just totally straight. Like she walked in on like a hardcore bang sesh.
Hey, that could happen.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Although I think there's a possibility.
Is it important to the plot of the movie? No.
No. I'm just writing my own narrative to what's going on in this office when they step away.
You're bedazzling it. You're making it a little shine a little bit more.
I think I'm just adding like richer texture. It's like when you go on wine tastings and you have the snifter and you're like whipping it around and you're like, I feel like I can taste.
No, I don't.
This is all from watching TV and movies.
I taste.
You've never had wine.
I have had wine.
I've never been to Napa Valley. No.
Yeah,
I've never been on a wine tasting. No, but you just shuffle it around a bit. You take a little smell. It's like there's some oak. I smell oak.
I swear to God, those people are pretentious and full of shit.
They are.
Because they're just
They've
like,
done research.
I smell this thing that I don't smell. And I'm gonna act like it.
It's like,
I'm gonna taste this thing that I don't taste. Because it all tastes the same shit.
You just walk in. You're like, I hint of like cedar. And a little bit of...
What is that, ball, sweat, semen?
Oh my God.
See, Dennis, I chastised him for cutting off my road.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
And I was also going to say semen. After I got through, like, cedar and, like, a little bit of bubble gum and then bodily fluids. Anyway, so they leave, and then they get in there. Everyone's looking at them, leering at them, because they all know that they are now engaged,
right?
And they're apparently moving at light speed.
I just like the one reaction of the black guy. He's like, with her? It was just like, Jesus, really?
But yeah, like she's ugly, like she's not.
I think it's more they're trying to say, oh, like she's such a beast. But here's to be honest, just to stick up for Sandra, they're all assholes. So I can understand why, if she is a beast to them, they kind of deserve it.
I don't know if they think beast. I think more
a dictator.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
like
in my world, they're all the same. I mean, honestly,
they are not all the same.
You're a genocidal maniac. Whatever. It's all the same. You're a monster.
You're a beast.
You're a beast.
Beauty and the Dictator.
Wow. I mean, in that movie, in that Disney film, did he have her locked up for a while?
No.
Like a dictator. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
Was she really?
Yeah, she was
God,
locked
that
up.
was for kids? Oh,
Yes.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, she was locked up for a little bit. Because
God.
technically, wasn't she trespassing on his property?
I just feel like...
And then they fell in love, and then he's like, oh, I'm a beast, but it's cool. Like, you love me. I'm like half buffalo, half lion, whatever. But you love me still.
And this, for some
Buffalo
reason,
lion.
by the way, how we just... This is how children understand love now.
Yeah.
If you kidnap someone,
It's alright.
they will eventually love you.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Stockholm
With some love.
Syndrome,
Yeah.
But yeah, so, they get there. Everyone's giving them the mean eye.
Yeah.
Everyone. And then, yes, the black guy. There's that one black guy who's got his own little story arc.
Yeah, he does.
His story arc basically consists of, hey, you spilled coffee on me, and then you made me give you a shirt.
Yeah, but you gave me tickets to the game, so I'm cool with that.
And then we're cool, and then we'll sit here, and then we're like judge your relationship that I didn't know you were in, but I'm gonna immediately judge it like hardcore, like really with this harpy, like this woman.
And
you're
the
gonna
one black you just
right.
Yeah, I noticed that.
you did, right?
Yeah, I did.
Because they have to have that now.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, we come back to him. He changed his tie. He's not wearing a stained-up shirt anymore. Yeah. Now it's off-white instead of white because he's got character development.
Right.
And then at the end of it, she walks out of her office after packing up all these boxes and hands him a box like a bellhop and says, mail this to this new address.
But I'm not your secretary.
And then he walks like 4 feet over to Cheryl, sits there, and talks to her for the rest of the movie as he watches this man profess his love to this woman that they all hate and fear.
Yes. And still that black one's going,
She is. Well, that's all she does. She's got one job. She's got one job. Not just in this movie, but in life. She just does that. She goes places. Somebody drops like some Thousand Island dressing in the aisle in a grocery store. She
slides
pops out
over.
the corner. That's exactly what she does. That's all she does.
She's got like a freaking breakdown of where she has to be during the day. And sometimes if there's traffic, she's late. She's like, I didn't hit it right. Okay.
So next we end up at a government office, which to me just looked like a DMV.
Yeah, well, they kind of all do. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true.
In movies, they always hype up the government, and then when you actually go to an actual government, you're like, this is kind of run shitty.
Well, yeah, because they're still running Windows 98. You know.
They're like smacking in the back of the computer. Come on, work.
It's overhead fluorescent lighting. It's a bunch of people in black to gray suits, and then like just Windows 98 or Windows NT because it's networking.
Their internet is Netscape.
Netscape Navigator 2.0. But yeah, so they're in a place that looks like a DMV. Apparently, it's immigration, which is really funny because there's a lot of brown people working in immigration. Which is why I just assumed it was the DMV. Yeah. Also, when I got my passport, I had to go to the post office. So I just think of...
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because in order to get mine, I went to the post office too.
That seems like a random... I don't see the connection.
It's just
it's a government building. Yeah,
it's kind of a government building.
Yeah, because nowadays it's privately owned, but it still has connection to the government.
That's right.
Because I have a story for later.
Not on this podcast, I assume.
Yeah. Well, I could do it on the podcast. This has nothing to do with the pod, so whatever.
The pod.
Yeah, we're shortening it up.
Oh man, are we already at the abreves?
The P.
The P. It's like which P? Her P?
Okay, no,
His P?
no.
Why is she? What is her P?
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just the letter, not
not the actual.
I know.
Yeah. We're not into that. Some people are.
So they go there. They sit down with this guy. Is what I just like to call a DMV worker, but apparently he's like immigration.
Yeah.
This zealot.
Yeah, he's taking his job a little too serious.
Wow.
He's
dedicated to his work.
He's dedicated to his work to catch a nobody.
Like he's dedicated to the point where he gets aroused.
It's the.
I mean, guys, not to bring this political.
Yes.
But where was he for 9/11?
Yeah.
They let all those people in on those student visas, and we need to get this woman who's an editor at some book company.
Maybe that's why he has to make up. He has to make up for his crime.
Because he knew. Because he, unlike the rest of the Republicans, knew that they came from Canada.
Yeah.
We have to secure our southern border from Canada.
Picture of 9/11. He looks at it every day.
Yeah, he does. It's like, this is where we slipped up. Never forget.
Oh, man.
Never forget.
God.
You know, so here's a funny thing. So I wrote notes on my phone because I'm a real good boy.
No, I just thought you were communicating to someone else while you were watching the film, being rude.
Oh, because I feel like that
Who
was.
would he be texting at this hour?
I don't know.
The best part is I read that as a dig at Najee. Now,
Was it really? But okay.
I know it wasn't, but it's just that I watched more than one movie with him.
And I paid close attention.
And man, he is. And again, I'm old, but he's basically Buck Wild right now, right? It's like I'm starring, he's Buck Wild, and you're like Sway.
Yeah.
Because MTV in the '90s.
Yeah.
But no, so my notes that I took, because I'm a real good boy, and then I'm loosely following, even though we were jumping around to all hell, I wrote the word remember.
Okay, that's good to do.
Right.
Remember this.
Right, here's the problem. I don't remember why.
Why am I remembering this? Like, oh, shit.
I don't remember why. But I do remember, the next thing I wrote was blackmailing for a better job. Ryan gets a new job.
Yes.
Because while he's sitting there...
You might as well do it.
He's sitting there getting like, hey, if you don't tell this man that you are marrying me, I am going to ruin your life. He's like, you know what? I want a new job. It's great how I got a promotion out of this. He just kind of starts saying it like, oh, I didn't want to because of my promotion. Didn't want to make it look like favoritism. She's like, what promotion are you getting? Like the one you're going to give me. Because I am marrying you so you can stay in the country.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. If you're going to blackmail someone, go hard.
Yeah, go big or go home. Things that people hate to say.
And the next thing I wrote was, I just want to watch Deadpool. I just want to watch Deadpool. I just want to watch it again.
Yeah, it's a great film.
I really love that movie. I feel you grimacing, Najee.
No.
And I still
Feel
like
it.
people who want that movie to be PG-13 so kids can watch it can go just suck off
I
something.
think that group
I'm
of
sorry.
people is much smaller than the internet makes it out to
I
be.
know, but it's like that woman who's like, see, you can edit this out and edit that out. It's like, it's not for them.
It's the
Will you
same
just stop?
woman that doesn't vaccinate her kids because she thinks it's going to give them autism.
Well,
So we ignore those people.
we put them in the
I
corner.
just want to watch
They live in
Deadpool.
like a
Anyway,
camp or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
so my favorite part about this whole thing is when they get out of the DMV guy.
Yeah.
I know that's not his job. They get out of the DMV guy, and he's like, all right, I'm going to quiz you, but I'm going to give you a weekend together first.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like you would do that in a real job.
No.
Like, you'd be like, hey, I got to catch you in your lies. I got to catch... Because if you're a cop, imagine if you're a cop and you weren't a cop who killed a kid who didn't have a gun, but you're just an actual person. Right? Because if you're a cop and you go and shoot someone who doesn't have a gun, they give you like 3 to 5 days to get your story straight. You can come back and tell everyone.
Right.
But in real life, for
They give
normal
you
people,
multiple times to get it right.
I don't know why this is so political. It's a proposal. I don't know why this is becoming so political. But my point is, like, you don't go, hey,
It's the times, dude.
Todd, I know you're sitting here with Betsy, and you're like, hey, I know you guys are, like, totally trying to fake a marriage so she doesn't have to get kicked out of the country. But I'm going to give you 3 days to go off to Alaska and just hang out with his family
Right.
and then fabricate an entire story. That's not what I'm telling you to do, but it's probably what you're going to do. And then come back, and I'm totally going to quiz you and the family that you spent the weekend with, fabricating an entire story, and I'm going to quiz you and see if you got everything right. This is all on the test. This is all the test.
Yeah, but I think he wants to see if they're at least going to, make the effort. And
No, what I think
to
it is,
lie,
what I think it
just to
is,
cover the rest. Like, are you going to
is-
do this? Or are you just going to do this? Or
I
you just
think what
pull
it
out your ass?
is if we don't do this, we don't have a movie.
Well, yeah, that too.
One thing I thought that they could have made I guess exaggerated was like the consequence on Sandra Bullock's character.
Because all she was going to get deported.
Yeah, well, not only that, but
To
just
Canada,
for a year. But
which is
just
real
for
nice.
a year. Like, I wish they had changed it to longer than a year. Because I was like, well, she makes a lot of money. It's really just like a year. I mean, it's not going to be a paid vacation, but it'd be like a year vacation.
Yeah, except
And-
for in America, you don't get to take a year off and keep your job.
Oh, so it was implied that she was going to lose her job?
It wasn't really implied that she'd lose her job. She was like, they're just like, hey, we'll come back for a year, and they may give her a job again.
They
Um,
may.
But in America, you can't really just leave for a year. Just not a thing you can do.
Because you're just a cog in the machine, man. And if you leave, they
it's
just
so
replace
political
them.
today.
That's not political, it's a fact.
These aren't my political views, it's facts.
They're facts, damn it. But yeah.
I'm just so they're like, hey, but if you get anything wrong, you get to spend 5 years in jail.
Or it was like,
And she gets to
or
go
it
to
was like-
Canada.
Yeah, what was the charge of money? It was like
$250,000.
yeah, it was,
Yeah, and the 5 years
ridiculous.
in jail.
And the 5 years, yeah. it
Not
was like-
just jail, prison.
Look,
With all the bad molesting.
all I'm saying is Ryan Reynolds is too pretty for jail or prison.
oh my god, they would just take advantage of him.
Oh man, it would
It'd
be
be
like
like a gay porn.
it'd be like that scene in Deadpool.
Wow, you took that really. He's like, fuck you guys, just fuck you. Just fuck
I
you.
mean, I literally was awake and had time, and I said, Jerald, I'd like to go to the movie with you. And he said no. Okay?
because you said I don't want to watch that movie. That's fine. You could be a revisionist historian all you want. You could be bitter about it too. But you would also
Like a
have
Republican.
gone by yourself at any point in the week since I saw that movie.
How long has it been out for 2 weeks?
It's been out for a week.
Okay, I have to wait another week and use my silver ticket.
Okay.
Because I can see it for free if I wait till it's out for 2 weeks.
Or you could have just seen it for $5.87.
But free.
What's a silver ticket? Where is this? What the hell is this? What?
It's at AMC. You can either get a gold ticket or a silver ticket. The silver tickets, you can see any movie for free as long as it's been out for 2 weeks. But the gold ticket, you get to see any movie whenever it comes out, no matter what, for free.
And how much is this a month or
If
whatever?
you sign up today, you can get it for... this is not a commercial. I don't know. It's not even mine.
So then we get to their plane ride. We are just not rocketing through this movie at all because we've been talking about it for half an hour. But have we been talking about it for half an hour? That's a good question. No, we haven't. We've been talking about other things, especially politics. Anyway, so they get on this plane ride. Now we're going to get racist real quickly because they get on a plane ride. The first plane is just like a normal plane ride with a whole bunch of white people leaving from New York.
Yes.
And then they get into the connecting plane flight to get to Alaska, and it becomes very native.
Yes.
Which is funny because they immediately land in Alaska, and then
the
it all
natives
becomes
disappear
white again.
Right back into the jungles, and we show the white people.
The jungles of Alaska. It's just really one of those weird things where it's like, hey, we're going to have this moment. I thought, and I know there were like First Nations people or Native Americans or whatever you want to call them.
Right.
I'm sure they all would like to be called whatever the hell they are instead of just these other things. It's like going, hey, Europeans. Look at all these Europeans over here. I'm Italian. Europeans.
Right. But I watched a documentary where it's like, well, you've been calling us Indians for so long, so we just like Indian.
We'll use that, even though there's
Complete-
another country with the same name.
Now we're a complete derailment. But yes, I once had a conversation where my brother kept reiterating every time I said Indian to the woman who's apparently part Native American that I mean South Asian, and I keep saying Indian because India.
Yeah, India.
Where you live.
Also, where I live is full
Did you
of.
say where I live?
I said where we live.
Oh.
Why where I live? I live where you guys live.
That's okay. But yeah, no, it just felt like that moment in Perfect Strangers when you see Balky trying to leave the home of that place that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
This is a real old reference. Hey kids, you should look up Perfect Strangers and then watch a clip of it on YouTube and then never watch it again because it's very frightening. Actually, it's terrifying. And then realize that is no, it's not a spin-off. Family Matters is a spin-off of It.
Yes.
Which is another show from the 90s that you didn't watch.
Everyone watched Family Matters.
Yeah, like on Nick at Night. Or maybe on CBS in the later years. When it became
that was
absolute
terrible. I
garbage.
never even watched it then.
I don't even think Eddie was on there by then.
No, I think everyone had probably left. It was just like Carl and Urkel.
Carl!
Because honestly, they could have just made a show with those two guys. Because honestly, it was pretty much that.
Yeah, and then, what else is that right?
I'm actually thinking of the Key and Peele skit.
Yes!
So, moving on. So then after this plane ride, and we find out that Ryan Reynolds is actually like super double-licious rich,
Yeah.
I had the realization that, and as I wrote in my notes, where did I write it? This is about rich white people with no real problems. This is a movie about rich white people with no real problems.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Because Sandra Bullock has money.
And you find out...
And she can get deported to Canada.
Right. It's not like she has to go to like...
She's got to go back to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Not so bad. Canada.
And,
National health care.
Yeah.
What's his name? Ryan Reynolds, like, you see, like, not only is his family rich, but then he literally can just inherit a rich company.
Yeah, a small little empire.
Prosperous company, yeah. Yeah, literally,
It's not a
literally
prosperous
called, I'm sorry.
It's a
literally called an
dynasty.
empire.
It's many companies. They own the town.
Yeah, they pretty much own the town, so it's a little dynasty. Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't want
I live empire.
Yeah.
He just said, I want to read books at a desk all day. And I said, if you own every company, you can sit at a desk wherever you want
you
it
just hire people
and
to
just
do your
read
work.
all day. You can just do that.
Yeah, you can just hire people to do your work for you. It's like,
Oh,
you know what?
yeah.
Do all my work. I'm just going to read. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to read.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it would be great, right?
We're all
Just fuck you money. So I'm just going to read.
and endorse candidates like Trump.
McTrump?
Yeah. Well, his dad, or Ryan Reynolds' dad.
Coach?
Coach. Oh yeah, he's super Republican.
In real life.
Yes,
and probably in this.
Yeah.
This whole thing looks like it takes place in Nantucket, by the way.
It does. Even as it's Canada, it's like, I mean, Alaska.
It's Alaska.
Wait, where's Nantucket?
It's off the coast.
Is that Canada?
No, it's the United States. But it's, I don't know what, it's not, oh god, I don't know exactly what state.
I don't know what state it's off the coast of, but it's New England.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's not New England because it's an island, but not the point.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about how weird this welcoming party for whatever was. Because he comes back every 3 years?
Yeah, because, it was kind of her fault, too. So that's why they were like, oh, yeah, you came, but it's kind of your fault why he doesn't visit that much because he works a lot, because of you.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was this weird thing. It was like, yeah, you brought her?
Right, but so it's super uncomfortable.
Right.
And then Daddy Coach comes in and, like, totally just trounces all over her.
Yeah.
And like, oh, you're here. This woman who blah, blah, blah. He's like, hey, this is...
Because he's just bitter. That's why.
Well, he's Coach, so he is bitter.
Yeah, he's always bitter.
Because, he lost his curly-haired blonde ginge.
Yeah.
Whatever. And Dahmer left. And then he
little
lost...
guy. What's the little guy's name?
I don't remember his name on the show. I just know it's Jerry Van Dyke. Because he's a Van Dyke. Not the other one.
Yeah.
Not the tall one, but the short one.
The short one,
But yeah, no. But it was funnier too to me because, they're super awkward with each other. They had I hate you, and then she's like, yeah, I don't really like being here, and you people with all this money that you seem to have, so I guess it's cool. Because if you lived in like a shack or like a normal small house that regular people would live in, then she'd be really, really bitchy.
Yeah.
But of course he's got money, so again, pretty white people with no problems.
Yeah.
Just like find ways to have problems. But then they sit there and they find out because he tells them that they are engaged, and then there's that dude who just
that random dude who's just yelling, "Oh, kiss her! Do it deeper!
There's
get in there!"
There's like
whoa,
there's like
My
those,
phone was off. Do it again.
there's like 40 people at this party.
There's more than 40.
They're all hanging around. I didn't do a head count.
Yeah.
They're all hanging around. I didn't have to charge a cover at the door.
Weren't they also there for the grandmother's?
That wasn't her party. It was more because he showed up.
Right.
Yeah, they were like, "You're surprised as we invited them."
And they were like people from that's it. There was people from all over the town.
So they hang out. And they're like, "Hey, kiss her."
Girlfriends.
And there's like
else.
40 people just imagine like sitting around in a circle and like 40 people just watching you.
And not even preoccupied. They're just there to watch you kiss.
They're not doing
staring at
anything
you.
else.
It's like, do it.
Clearly,
Do
this
it.
movie was made in 2009, so nobody is on their cell phones, just plugging away, playing Words with Friends, and ignoring everything.
There were like
they're
no
doing.
children in this movie either.
Well, yeah, because everybody's barren. Oh wait, you didn't hear about my sad story about why they only had the one kid?
Oh God. Yeah, you didn't.
Because I think you were completely preoccupied by something else, probably your computer, watching GIFs of people eat peanut butter.
Jif peanut butter.
Yeah. I made a horrible story about how, the father's all about dynasty and passing on his legacy.
God. And I was like, how come there's no more kids? And he was
and
like,
I said, clearly the mother had an ectopic pregnancy. And,
I did hear this.
And it all kind of went horribly wrong, but they had the kid, but basically they broke her factory. Basically, the factory shut down. It's real Flint, Michigan, right there.
Oh.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Yeah.
That's still happening.
No, the water thing's happening. I was referring to the fact that industry left.
Yeah.
So they don't make cars anymore.
That was
Years
a long
ago.
time ago. That was like.
Yeah, well, Ryan Reynolds is like 32 years old in this, or 40. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah, I don't know how he's supposed to be in this.
All right, what else happened? What else?
I mean, there was like characters they bring up, but they never really have any like ex-girlfriend.
But this is where we first at the party. That's where we first meet the inexplicable only Hispanic
man.
guy
Yes.
in this entire town in
Yeah.
existence.
Yes.
Which is
yes.
weird because, I mean, why would you go all the way up
Don't
there?
know.
Somewhere around this point I wrote, I just want to watch Speed, not Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Okay. Because I think that's when Najee
what I
mentioned
said.
her hips.
Don't lie.
Oh, he did talk about, Najee, would you like to talk about Sandra Bullock's hips?
I mean, they're nice. That's all I have to say.
And I just remembered, hey, remember Speed?
Yeah.
She was cute in Speed.
Yeah. What was that movie with Dennis Miller? The Net. Remember that movie?
Oh god, Dennis Miller was in that.
Yes, he was.
Quote unquote acting.
Yes. And he was the one
Wow.
spearing out conspiracies. Like he does now.
Oh, sorry. Dennis Miller used to be a Democrat.
Yeah, he used
And
to
then
be
9/11 happened and he became a hardcore Republican.
And he just like makes up
He
shit
also,
sometimes.
debatably, was a comedian. So now he's a conservative comedian. Does that not sound like an oxymoron? It's because it is an oxymoron. Or just a moron.
Swear to God, one event in history can just change you like that.
It can. I think I'm making our audience base smaller and smaller by attacking conservatives. I'm sorry, it's an election year and John Oliver just came back. I'm very excited.
Yes. Tomorrow.
No, he came back last week.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that?
Guy's
Yeah.
always ahead of the
Son of a bitch. I have to watch
One of us
that.
is lonely.
You also mixed Venture Brothers.
Oh, I hate not having cable, but I love not paying the price of cable.
You pay $14 a month.
Well, that's even I have to say that's nothing. That's
Huh?
$7 a check.
No, for cable?
You just
If
said
I got-
$14 a month.
No, I don't
For
pay-
HBO.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, for HBO, I pay $14 a month. I mean, plus the.
You're saying that's what he
cable bill.
pays now?
For HBO.
Oh,
For just HBO.
No, but I'm saying I
Is
don't
that a
have. I
package
can't
with
watch
stars and
Venture
stuff?
Bros. I can't watch
Right.
Venture Bros except online.
No, he doesn't have cable. He just gets HBO
Yeah.
because he has HBO now.
Yes.
oh.
Plus Hulu and Netflix
Yes. So
and Amazon Prime, which is just
I
a
didn't
year
know
thing.
Amazon Prime had shows that you mentioned.
Yeah, they do. But like I said, I only watch a couple of them. We're going totally off topic here.
we're completely off topic just because I mentioned Speed and Speed 2 Cruise Control, and of course we had a brief respite where we talked about Sandra Bullock's hips,
Yes.
and apparently their inability to fabricate the truth.
We don't have to stop talking about it.
You could talk about it all damn day, if you like.
Is she married to anyone? No.
Me.
Oh,
Oh,
so you gave up? What's her name? Maureen? What's her fucking?
Rena Bachran?
Yes.
She's very, very pregnant right now, and it's clearly not his because it's not going to have that curl.
She's so pretty.
Oh, she was in Deadpool, and you got to saw some bits.
Not all the bits.
Yeah, not all the bits.
I mean, you clearly could just watch.
I know. I've seen Homeland. I know.
Because we're just horrible sexist men right now.
Yeah, I know.
Let's
I've
talk
seen
about
Homeland.
this
I've
time when
seen
that
all-
creepy scene.
I've seen all the nudes.
it wasn't creepy in the actual show. It was creepy when I watched it on YouTube because they blurred out the nudity and they also took out the music. So it was just heavy breathing and they blurred out all the sex bits. So you can see them doing it. They clearly...
No, just the crying afterwards. That was
Oh,
creepy.
oh, sorry, the crying. But I watched the first episode on YouTube
Oh, I didn't.
because they
Yeah.
released the HBO released the first episode on YouTube, but they edited the set because you can't have nudity on YouTube.
Right.
Even though I would like to
Only
think
if it's artistic.
I
you
would
can
like
do
to think
it.
that a television show about these things could actually be considered art. But what do
Yeah.
I know? I'm not an artist.
Yeah.
www.thefappening.eu. Everybody go check it out.
I hope they didn't hear you.
Some nice videos.
I hope they didn't hear you at all.
But yeah.
So yeah, they tell this weird, but before the kiss, they do tell that really weird story that thankfully they didn't have to actually recount at all
No.
because they lied to everybody and they were trying to one up each other. But whatever.
And it just seemed ridiculous.
And I also did you notice that moment where they all hugged and Betty White basically
Kept smashing her head into
just
their
motorboated Sandra Bullock, which is funny
I
because
told
then
you
like
she was drunk. She had to be
and,
drunk.
and then like 20 minutes later, she's just like, I don't see your breasts at all, as she's like basically feeling her up,
Yeah.
but going like,
Where
there's
are
not
they?
there's not
We
much
don't
here.
have
Oh,
anything.
oh, there they are,
As her daughter, also, as you pointed out.
in-law. But
Yeah, because the coach was.
Oh.
Her son.
Oh, okay.
We just refer him as Coach because we don't know his actual.
Is Craig T.
character's name.
Nelson is
Yeah.
is I don't know.
No,
his
but we don't know the
name.
character's name, so we just call him the Coach or Craig T. Nelson.
I just always call him Coach. I don't care.
Or the dad from Poltergeist.
Or the dad from Parenthood. I just
Yeah.
call he's Coach. Man, they were trying to bring back Coach.
They were?
Yeah, like a year ago. They're trying to kick it off again. This is who cares.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we got to talk about that bachelorette party
Oh, that
where we
was-
find out Hispanic dude has a second job,
Yeah.
and he's the stripper.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Hispanic dude and his stripping ways. And I don't like that I noticed this, by the way, especially since this TV is a 35-inch and it's across the room.
What?
But he was not entirely hairless.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, when
There's-
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there was.
I didn't notice.
I
In
did.
my mind, everything was
Because
fine.
he kind of was doing this where he
Because
kept
look,
like
he
doing
did
this
like he did
squat.
like a spread equals
Yeah,
squat,
squat,
thing,
and you
I
saw
was like,
hair.
There's clearly an attempt to get rid of it,
Yeah.
but there's a clear 5 o'clock shadow
He didn't wax.
on his
Yeah.
on his parts.
Yeah. It's like inner thighs. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Also, he had underarm hair, but that's okay, But he didn't have chest hair.
Yeah, I noticed that like his just body hair situation. It's like,
It was a real weird Magic Mike moment. Is what I'm saying. It wasn't quite, It was like Magic Mike, but like John Cena showed up. And he was drunk and he's trying to strip, but he has no coordination. He ends up like FUing somebody, which is
Yeah.
apparently not called that anymore. It doesn't matter
yeah.
because I don't watch wrestling, but I now have a bit of knowledge about it because of YouTube.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was an interesting movie. There was
It wasn't a bad movie at all. I mean,
that bird though. I was expecting that bird to come back and there to be like her and Sandra Bullock, and Sandra Bullock had like a real feud. Like they just like
she took
pound
the
some-
phone.
Like
yeah.
okay, like you remember that moment in? I'm just gonna reference other things. You remember that moment in Game of Thrones
Right.
where Jon Snow gets attacked by a bird for reasons that we don't need
Yes.
to go into?
Yes.
I was expecting something like that,
Right.
but because it's a PG-13 movie, there would actually be no blood
Yeah.
because it's not. It's not a hard R. Although if it went to hard R, that'd been... The credit sequence really wants it to be an R.
Yeah.
Because they start asking like, but hey, who's on top?
Yeah.
Who's on top when you're stuffing?
The situation.
Whoopee?
Yeah.
When you're making whoopee?
Oh God. Like those 1970s game shows.
Oh, God.
No, because they had them back in the day. They were really like.
They weren't allowed to say certain things.
Yeah, they just said, when you're making whoopee. And then, like, the contestants would be like, from the back? And the guy's like, no, I didn't want that response at all. What are you doing?
God.
It's 1970-something. What is this? What is this going on? He's like,
We're on broadcast television. We're getting fined.
and he would just look at the camera and be like, oh my God, you said that.
So exactly like Steve Harvey in every episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, except for Steve Harvey has much more lax rules on his television
He
show.
really does. I'm
And,
surprised because I remember watching that as a kid, and it's definitely different now.
Yeah, they just don't care anymore. Okay, so
David.
talking about dumb things they like making whoopee in the back.
Right.
So this moment, this really contrived moment in this movie where they run into each other naked.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That moment right before they had that real heart to heart where they're like, oh yeah, we actually kind of like each other, but we don't know what's happening yet.
Right.
Like the standard thing that happens, but
In
not every
all
standard
romantic
movie
comedies, yeah.
has they just like bang into each other accidentally
Smack.
while one person. Look, I don't know if you've listened
Hearts are touching.
Well,
It's
no,
just flushing.
because she ended up being like on his abdomen, like her head was. On
Oh yeah,
his,
because
like,
they slid. That's right,
yeah,
they slid.
because she's not super tall in those stilettos.
Yeah.
I mean, even looking at the poster, I can see why Najee was very excited because she's got that
Did he said the S shape?
Yeah, she looks like a capital S.
yeah
S club.
yeah. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to now because I realized it could be considered offensive. So we're just gonna move right along. But yeah, so they just slammed into each other and just fell down, and then they were like, "Oh my God, we can't be naked." But the point that I had, she's naked. She just got out of the shower.
Right.
There's no one else in her mind in the room.
Yeah, why is she covering her
Except
Why
butt?
is she
for a
covering
tiny
up all
dog.
that stuff that we want to see?
Okay, that's all right. Calm down. And I'm
Making
just
him
trying.
all fat boyish.
I'm just trying to. It's just really, really weird that she's covered herself up from a dog, and then we have these, and then Ryan Reynolds is out on the balcony, just taking off all of his clothes outdoors on the balcony.
Right. Because it's PG-13.
Because-
That's why.
But it's just so contrived because you would just do that in the room.
Right. So they have to have them separate. It's like, oh, so when she comes sneaking out or looks around, he's not there because he's on the balcony stripping, which is like no one would do that.
Nobody normal would do that.
Yeah, no one would do that.
Especially in this small town where everybody
And
knows
here's
you.
the thing: they're in Alaska, so it's cold out. Or I don't know. Here's the thing.
It's
I
cold.
think it's cold. Right?
But like I said, they did not film it in Alaska.
Right.
But I mean, even depending when it was, I don't know when is the time when it's daytime all the time? Because there was no night in this movie.
Is it like the summer period in Alaska?
I really don't.
I don't know.
Dennis, you were supposed to be my wealth of knowledge, my fountain of.
I would say yes.
all
If we're gonna base that
you
on
literally
some,
don't know. I know that.
You know what? Just keep on talking, sir. Just keep on talking.
I think it would be summer because that's when we tilt forward.
Yes, that's what I was getting at, but okay. I didn't have facts to back that up. But okay.
Oh, okay.
Because to tilt away, they're near
That's
the North
the
Pole.
reason
so it
why
has to
the
be-
longer periods, yes, because the
Yes,
equators.
the axis we all know.
All right, Neil deGrasse Tyson, how about you just shut up?
The axis powers.
Oh, the
Axis powers, really?
I still say, of the Axis powers, Italian is the nicest language.
Yeah,
Obviously.
because Japanese sounds.
It's
Well, it all depends on how you say it. It all depends who's saying it.
there's
Yeah,
there's no in between.
And in the German, it's just like. Yeah, and then you have the women who say something in German. It's like, okay, it's not that
I
bad.
feel like I've never heard a German woman speak.
Really?
I can't imagine what a woman sounds like in speaking German.
Well, there's the internet.
Unless I imagine
But-
like Olga, like a fat, like
Okay, Jesus.
Moving on back to the movie because God, you guys are like, it's like goat roping a tiny elf. Anyway,
Okay.
so Betty White is a complete.
I'm so sorry. Can't come out here not ignorant. That's my Snapchat. Not me, but
But you had to check your
people that
Snapchat.
I follow. Someone just sent me something. I had to see who it was.
But you had to check it.
I did.
Anyway, it's not a problem.
Very sorry.
You don't have a problem.
Never had.
And I know you're like real tired. You want to go to bed, but we are sitting here on your bed.
Well, this is my couch.
Yeah, you paid all that money for it. So, Granny
Betty White, yes.
is a crazy person.
Well, it's Betty White.
I know it's Betty White.
She mostly just plays herself.
Yeah, but Betty White doesn't go out into the woods and start chanting.
I didn't
No,
even
they-
get that part. Well, did they explain why she did
No, because they said that being that they're in Alaska, they have close roots to the native peoples of Alaska, which are Native
So
Americans.
instead of having some actually there, like maybe
she-
even doing the ritual with her, no.
Yes, no, because she's probably like, oh, we got it in our blood. Like a lot of
One.
Americans claim they have
64.
Native American in them. It's like, oh yeah, we have it. That's why I have the dream catcher in my car, and I
Yeah, because that's
what that means. Like,
that's
whatever.
literally a thing that all Native Americans did.
I know.
Have dream catchers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
They
all
also
did.
all had mohawks.
Yep.
And one feather sticking about
Yep,
their
and
head.
they all lived in teepees, and they all have totem poles,
I
and
don't
they
think
all.
not even a headdress.
I
They
prefer
just had
wigwam.
it.
Wigwam. Is teepee the American? I mean, the.
I have no idea which one.
Yeah, I don't know what you. Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, they are different nations. They can be similar things
Yeah,
and call it
yeah.
different things.
Exactly.
There are 47 words for snow. There aren't.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say there are 47 of them left because their population is dwindling.
Happy thoughts. Anyway, so she's sitting there. So this moment, it's just a weird moment when you realize this is a movie with pretty much all white people.
Right.
Again, not to harp on race, but pretty much all white people. And
I don't even
Sandra
harp
Bullock
on
walks
race.
into the woods and is asked to just chant your feelings, and she pulls out.
Little John something. Yeah.
Get Love by Little John.
Yes.
The East Side Boys.
Yes. She pulls out the lyrics from the windows to the walls.
Yeah. Okay.
To the sweat, rim off my balls.
When did that song come out?
Like
It was before 2009.
2003 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a real old song.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
tell
So
by the
that's
beat.
why it
When was Little John?
it
when was
trickled down to white America.
Yeah, by then.
mainstream white America.
It had the cliche 5-year.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys, I feel like you're being racist. I feel like you're just being racist. I think the two of you hate white people.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Even though I'm half, but that's cool.
Yeah, how could he?
You can hate your own, I guess.
You can clearly hate your own people.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm not.
I watched a video online once that said black people can't be racist, and I thought that was funny.
That's funny. That's stupid.
No, it was.
Let's not talk
I
about
can't
it.
believe how you dive into watch the ignorance. It's like the internet's like a zoo for you. You just observe all the ignorance. Like,
I just binge and
look at
I
this
pull
one.
out like I need medication. I need something. I need air.
Oh, God.
I'll go back in.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb. The next time when he's not here, it's gonna go way faster.
By he, do you mean me?
Yes.
Why are you throwing these jabs at me?
Because
God.
it's so easy.
But yeah, make a long story short, the ethnic diversity in this is yeah.
But she's out there chanting, and now she's just singing about her balls, like that's a thing
Right.
that a middle-aged white woman would do. Like imagine, okay, dude.
She wasn't really taken back by this. She was like, okay, yeah, right, okay, whatever's on your heart.
Yeah, no, Betty White can be all fine and everything.
Yeah.
I'm more about Sandra Bullock. Like, dude, think about your mom
Right.
singing that song.
Yeah, I don't want.
Just think about the idea of like you just walk around, your mom just sitting there.
Yeah, I think the idea
from the
of it-
windows
to the walls,
to the walls.
to my balls. It's like you don't have balls. That's weird.
Why are we talking?
Stop.
Why are we talking about balls?
That's like me or another guy talking about let's pop that pussy. And like you, it's like it doesn't. Look at his face.
It's awful.
Talking about popping pussy like, from a personal experience when I don't have one. It's
Please stop.
The pain.
but yeah,
Please. So yeah, and then Coach gets a phone call from DMV dude
douchebag, yeah.
who's getting so hard up to kick this woman out of the country.
First of all, like how the fuck did they get the information? I guess they had it since oh yeah, you're getting married. I need to know all your information so I can check everything out.
Well, he's a government agent.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna
He's,
call
he's
you.
not, he's not actually the DMV.
Yeah, I know.
He's- like, they track illegal people.
Yeah, but I'm just like, this, to put this much effort into it is just ridiculous.
I mean,
He made it personal, like something happened.
But I think
He's like, no.
we left that story on the cutting room floor like 15 years earlier. He was at a bar
Yeah.
and he was with her and she was like a cocktail waitress and he asked her out. Somehow I don't know why I'm trying to steer this into a relevant point in my life. He asked her out and she just said no and then he was really devastated by it. So then he got like real hateful. You guys are laughing in a way that it makes me uncomfortable.
This story makes me uncomfortable because I've heard it before.
It's personal, but it's fictional. But it's like, what?
There's just too much realism in the fiction.
Whatever. Stop being a baby. Be a man. That's not sexist. If you were a woman, I'd say be a woman. I'm just saying be an adult version of the thing you are. You apparently have male parts. I don't want to see them.
I identify as
I don't care how you identify.
I'm a otherkin.
You can be pansexual. It's fine.
It's ridiculous. I'm gender fluid.
Oh hey, just don't do that shit in front of me. That's
So stupid.
Like urine. He's gender fluid, like urine. But yeah, this guy shows up trying to make a deal with the dad, trying to slip something in there because I think
you're a powerful man,
to
and I
be
won't
fair,
put your son in prison.
What I think it is, I think
Canada.
we can make up other stories, but what I really feel is,
Right.
since Sandra Bullock is, I don't know, feels like a decade older than Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Isn't it? It's more. It's more than a decade, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
I think we said it was 11 years.
it's like is it?
So it was
11?
a decade in a year. I think it was 11 years.
Is she? I thought she was 51.
Oh, 51? He's 39. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so the point is, I just feel like the father, they didn't exchange like all his information, but I feel like he knows. Because, when you get old, you can like sense these things. It's like you get closer to death and you just kind of know.
He's like,
Like those cats.
immortal,
Like those cats just kind of know these things.
Yeah.
So I think he just knows that she's already gone through the change. And he wants some grandbabies is
yeah.
what happens. So he's like, get this woman off of this thing. I want my son to find someone young, maybe like a Scarlett Johansson type. And I feel like, 2009, so that was appropriate. She was very hot right then,
Yeah.
Everyone, because she had like the blonde
And I
curls.
believe they were married then, by then.
Yeah, that's why I sang it.
Yes.
And so he's trying to make this deal, but it turns out he's actually in love, and Ryan Reynolds does not want to have children.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened. These are my
He's
theories.
like, Dad?
These are what I'm thinking.
Fuck your dreams. He's like,
Was that his head exploding?
his chest, his head, everything.
Yeah. So that's what I feel.
This shotgun blast close up.
But then they continued on the lie because this is the hill we're gonna die on.
Yeah.
They almost go through the wedding, and then inexplicably, for no good reason, because you have to understand, this is a rom-com. So we have to just, for no good reason, have a problem that we can't just solve by either shutting up or just saying what we need to say to the people we need to say it to. This is one of the ones where you need to just shut up because you guys are already in love. You just didn't have the moment where you had to say it out loud.
Yeah.
But instead, we're going to have this moment where, I'm going to confess to everybody, including DMV dude, who is basically just jaying off.
He is so happy.
He's so giddy,
giddy.
that he got her
it's
like he caught Bin Laden. That's how happy he is.
got him.
Yeah.
He just jumps out of his seat.
Because
Just
honestly,
a freeze frame in the air,
because honestly, yes, because his whole day ends like a John Hughes film.
Yeah.
Because he goes up catching people who are about to get kicked out of the country is how he fills up his spank bank. That's how he does it. Oh my God, did you see the way her heart broke when I put
Small
her on a
Mexican
plane
family. Small Mexican family.
back to Uganda? Back to a war-torn Eastern European country, or back to some place where she was a sex slave in Africa. I sent her back, and this time it's just Canada. He'll make do, but he's just putting that away.
So then that reaction we saw was actually just pretty tame because
That
she was
was-
just going to Canada. I
Yeah.
can imagine how he reacts when they're going back. To
Oh, it's like Guy Fieri eating something.
It's like, oh my
Right.
God.
Andrews, and it's just like, oh yes, it's always the first word.
But
Oh my
They don't even say anything. He's
Oh
just like,
my goodness.
he just walks out. He's just walking down the street. Like,
we can't all be Adam
believe
Richmond. So
oh jeez,
so
losing competition.
basically.
Professional.
So basically, she's like, I'm out. I'm fine. I'm quitting my job. I'm going to leave. And they're like, take your time. You've got 24 hours to get the hell out of the country.
Yeah.
Like you apparently just, really quickly set up that travel date. Just get out. Hey,
You gotta be out now.
you got to go. We're not going to pay for your plane ticket.
Which is gonna be expensive because you're booking it for that day.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. If they're forcing you out, don't they have to, don't they have to
Accommodate
supply you? Yeah, don't they have to
Do they?
supply you?
Not necessarily. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I've
here's the
never
thing.
been kicked out of
If
the
you're
country.
gonna
If
kick me
anything-
out, right? If I'm gonna sit here,
I might
it's
as well
like,
just wait until
yeah,
the deadline's up so you can get rid.
yeah, get rid of me. Go ahead.
No, but the whole thing, and this is unnecessary, and we are way past an hour, I'm sure. But there's Craig Ferguson got evicted. I keep wanting to say evicted. Got deported, quote unquote deported, years ago when he first came to this country when he was a teenager, but he just didn't leave.
Huh.
He hasn't been here since.
No, he eventually went back,
Okay.
and then came back the right way.
It's that white privilege, man.
But basically, he came in, and then he got kicked out, but then he just didn't leave. That's just it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, okay, oh, you're
And
kicking
that's
me
because
out.
It was Craig Ferguson, not Craig from Ferguson. That was a good one. That was good.
Not well. I mean, Ferguson is in America, so I mean,
Yeah, but
is Ferguson a country in the Middle East?
no, I was just saying if he was black.
If he was black and spoke a certain way,
Yes.
like
never mind.
like an African dictator.
Maybe.
No, it'd have to be okay.
Yes.
No, moving on.
I know you can't be. I almost said evicted like you.
Yeah. So then she again after she totally racial stereotyped this black guy by handing him the thing and say, "Hey, take care of this for me."
Yeah.
Might as well just oh, I know you're one of those people. Just hand this to me. It's like she might as well just walk to the front door, hand her the keys to her car, and say, "Park that for me. Just give me my ticket."
I think you're reading into it.
I am reading into it because that guy had a whole story going on. Him and the lady name that I said before that, Cheryl, that I totally forgot for the moment. Look, Cheryl's a very forgettable person. Okay, like I said.
Is.
She's one of those people who rocks Uggs in the summer. She's real weird. She's a little off. But, you know, after we had our humanizing moment where she talks about something, and then she goes off and friggin' breaks down in front of everybody. Now we're supposed to accept her as a real person. Also, she fell off a speedboat while I was speeding. Which, by the way...
And she overcame a fear, I guess,
Crippling
maybe?
fear of...
She said she couldn't swim.
Drowning.
Right.
But she also fell off a speedboat while I was speeding, and that's like hitting a brick wall. So you probably wouldn't be swimming. She should have been floating face down, like you said.
Grand Theft Auto style.
It's just Grand Theft Auto style, just like as the cycle busted.
Yeah, and it's a top view. Your body's like this, and the cop is still sticking around you because they're dicks.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when she storms off out of the wedding, and the guy's just too busy jaying off, and then eventually Ryan Reynolds just runs after her because, like, wait, I do love her, because he has to have that realization moment because it's this movie. They have the run, and it wasn't in slow motion. Right, and it wasn't in slow motion, so they had that.
Right.
You know, that was going around, and then he gets to the thing, and she took off the dress, she left the dress.
The necklace, and she had to know.
And the necklace, and she left a note. And let me point out that in the time they took him from the barn, which is ostensibly on the property,
Right.
which she left, like, I'm going to say generously, a minute earlier. She ran to the house, got all the way upstairs. They do not have an elevator.
Talking about teleporting. Just like,
took off the clothes, put on her clothes, took all of her luggage.
Slid right out.
And wrote a note,
Yeah.
hand wrote a note in lovely calligraphy.
Yeah. Took her time, even though she was rushing.
And completely got out of there, and I go, I don't believe any of this for a second. That's where the movie broke for me. I believed everything else. I believe that you can blackmail an employee and HR will not be called.
You believe that an eagle would eat a puppy or whatever?
I believe an eagle would eat a puppy.
Right.
I believe they would hire Malin Ackerman to do nothing in this movie but to stand over there and be the large foreheaded girlfriend.
God, stop.
Or just headed in general, ex-girlfriend of Ryan Reynolds that she totally left, which basically means that she's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, see, I was like, hey, you think this movie's gonna have, for a moment.
I thought she was going to have more. The ex-girlfriend was going to have more.
But I thought, for a brief moment, wait a minute, and you can't do this unless you're me and I wrote this movie. And then completely make everybody upset with me by the end of it. Is he not going to end up with Sandra Bullock and then go back to Malin Ackerman?
I thought it was going to happen. I think it's plausible. I thought in my head.
And there's part of me that goes, I'm not sure, but I think that would actually make me upset. Because I don't know who the hell this woman is.
Yeah, they didn't develop her character at
Yeah,
all.
so it's like, oh, really? He's going to do that?
Yeah.
But that was interesting.
Yeah.
Especially since she's like, hey... So she shows up at the party. They had like 2 words. Then she shows up at a far-off, distant shot talking to Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if they just totally started having sex publicly?
Yeah, but what's the point of having her in the film then? Because honestly, if she was like written out of the movie, it wouldn't make a big difference.
Yeah, no, it's because you can do that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we just have her in here. It's like, oh,
I think it's more
okay.
like, you know, really just it's a whole
It's
movie.
gonna throw you off scent. Like, oh, is this
Like,
gonna happen?
This entire movie
Yeah.
is basically we're gonna take Sandra Bullock and we're gonna take all the emotions that she's had and wanted to have and like all the family and connection to people that she always wanted.
Yeah.
And we're gonna forge it into a dagger made of Valyrian steel, and then we're gonna stab her, and then we're just gonna keep twisting it,
Right.
keep twisting that knife until she eventually collapses. So it's like, hey, this is a nice, perfect, rich, adorable, hilarious, funny white man who basically has a town his family owns. A real contract place, like a real robber baron. Like, hey, we have everything. You came and worked in our town. We own this. We put our name on everything.
They did have that.
And he's like, oh, this man who's like got a dynasty and everything. His family loves him.
That
They're
he
super
wanted
cool.
no part of. He's like, I don't want this dynasty. I'm
And
done.
right.
Tuh.
And then I'm like, oh, he has this girl that he could have totally been with. And they had a perfect life, even though they would have had kids with like enormous foreheads. But some people are into that. They have a real. I mean, Joe McHale has an amazingly huge forehead. Maybe a receding hairline, but it's just a giant forehead.
I think maybe is a generous word.
But they have to make her sit through that and then go like, oh yeah, but now I don't get any of that. I want it all.
Yeah.
And I want it now. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why she was there. It's not like, oh God, what's her name? You know the woman who starred in was it Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf?
Oh yes.
She was in the first season of True Detective, looking normal, then looking haggard.
Yeah, I don't know her name, but I know.
Yeah, her and Constantine.
Oh yeah.
She was in literally one shot.
She was in yeah, she was.
But they cut out an entire part of her movie. You want that, basically. You say, oh, you can take it all out. Yeah. Well, does anybody else have anything to say about this lovely flick?
No, it was a film.
A film.
I can't wait for the next one.
You don't have to be here.
I was not being sarcastic.
Okay, if you had to rate this, what would you rate it? Because on
Definitely
Amazon
not
they rated 4 out of 5 stars, 4.5 stars.
I think it's a third. We're going to rate it out of stars or boots. No, make it something out of the movie. What?
How many eagles?
How many thrown cell phones?
Oh,
How many thrown cell phones?
what's the highest? 5?
Out of 5.
Okay, out of 5.
Or you could do that whole Attack of the Show thing and make it like 4 toilets out of 5 thrown cell phones. That doesn't make any sense. No, just 2 thrown cell phones.
Okay, I give it the 4, solid 4.
4 out of 5.
Yes,
4
yes.
out of 5. I missed you 4. I'm there. I'm there. I'm probably the easiest of the 3 of us. The easiest hand on these. We're like, yeah, it's
Because
fine.
it was a rom-com, but it wasn't a hard rom-com. Like
Oh,
you didn't feel it. It's
I'm
like,
sure.
oh god, I'm gonna fucking die. Like you gotta turn the shit off.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we're gonna hit ones that are just like, I don't want to talk about this. This movie was terrible. Just why couldn't someone just wrap a cord around it and just strangle it?
Oh gosh. Do you have a list of what the other movies are?
Yes. What's your rating out of thrown cell phones?
3.5.
Okay. I think he's just trying to be an iconoclast.
Can I say anything? Without...
This is our relationship. We are antagonistic towards each other.
No, I'm so nice. I never say anything bad.
I'm sure that was definitely heard on the mic. Because I like the way you lean away from it and then mumble.
Yeah, I can't repeat what I said. Yeah, 3.5. Is 500 Days of Summer on the list? I submit that to the list. Have you seen it?
No.
You need to see it.
Mostly because I didn't want to, because I know it's real sad.
Well, you should see it.
All right.
I heard there's some romantic scenes in Old Boy. Okay.
Wow.
And on that note,
Jesus.
Najee has now ended the inaugural podcast on what I like to call a train wreck.
Yes.
So, thank you, Najee. Thank you, Dennis.
All right, folks. See ya.
Thank you, Jerald, who's me. Because no one was going to thank me. Did you notice that, guys? I noticed that. I'm talking to you, the audience, now.
Yeah, he doesn't get much thanks because
No.
we're just assholes like that.
Yeah.
Does all that hard work,
I co-sign everything you're saying.
creates all that shit, and we're just
So
like,
many
you know
things.
what? Fuck him.
Yep.
Fuck his feelings. Fuck his hard work.
Okay,
No,
I'm
let's
sure
just-
you're gonna have cut here.
Audibly nodding. Audibly nodding.
Just,
Agreeing
you
with
know,
everything
let's
you have to
shit
say.
on his dreams.
Oh my god.
Diarrhea. Just.
They won't hear this.
They'll hear all of this. Goodbye.